Okay, welcome back. We are going to today change the well pressure gauge right down there. And while we're there, we're probably going to check the pressure inside the well pressure tank. So, quick video. So first things first is you got to drain the tank, right? So how do you drain the tank? What you're going to want to do is shut off your well. You should have a switch around. My switch is over here. Well pump off. Shut that off. You can shut off everything else if you'd like, but shut that off. You want to close this if you have one. If you don't, it's okay. That's just where the water runs through the rest of the house. All that's going to do is keep air from going into the line or getting like a bubble. If you don't have that, it's okay. When you turn your faucets on, they're going to burp and spit a little bit at first, but once that air runs out, you're going to be fine. You hook a hose up like this. I don't recommend using the bucket. It's in the bucket right now because I've already drained it. Hopefully you've got a sink or a much bigger bucket because a lot of water is going to come out of there. So you hook your hose up. This would be turned the other way, so it would be closed. You're going to open that up. You're going to drain the water out. Your gauge will quickly drop and then right to zero. This gauge is junk. It rattles. It makes all kinds of noise. And it gets stuck. So that's why we're going to change that out. And again, while we're here and we have the tank drained, we're going to check the pressure inside the tank to make sure it's right around where it should be. Now, what do we need? Not much. We got our new gauge, oil-filled gauge. Make sure it's lead-free and it's for drinking water because you can get the same exact looking gauge, but it's not for drinking water. Definitely don't want that. When you get this gauge, there's a little guy right up in here. You're going to want to burp it. Okay, it should come with instructions on how to burp the gauge, but all you do is open it and put it back in. That's it. Real easy. A 14 millimeter should do it, depending on your application. And we're going to need the pressure gauge later. So we'll get started. All right. So I like to try to do a lot of these projects before winter. A lot of people say, oh, it's a winter project. It's an indoor project. So it's, but you don't really want to not have water or have issues with the system before or during winter. It's just not good. You're not going to have, if you have a system like ours, water is how you also have heat. And nothing's worse than taking a cold shower in the winter. So anyhow, we're going to pop this off real quick. Junk, and we're going to switch it out. Not very tight, obviously. No reason for it to be. Now that we put a stop to the quick flood, we are going to put this new guy in. There we go. Took a second for it to catch. Now you don't want to keep spinning it around by that. We were doing that just to get it on there. Try to minimize the amount of water that's just kind of left in the line. It's just because the way the line runs, kind of like when you lose electricity out here. We have well water, so you're like, oh, we're not gonna have power, we're not gonna have water, but you'll have a little water left, basically gravity fed, so it's coming down the line, and that's where that water is coming from. So let's see here. That should do it. You don't want to go too tight on this. Yeah, let's see here. Right about there. Okay, now we're talking. So that's how you get your gauge in. Gauge is in. We burped it before it went in. Should be good to go. We'll have a little water spillage to clean up after. But all in all, quick and easy. So next is going to be the checking of the pressure of the tank. So with these tanks, or our tank, anybody who's got a similar setup, your pressure inside this tank should be around 28 pounds of pressure. So ours, the well pressure will build up to about 60 psi. Okay. Then it'll stop. The well pump will shut off. When the water goes down, you're using the water, the pressure's going, it gets down to about 30 psi, and that's when the well should kick back on. So you want the pressure in this tank to be right around 28. Okay. Anything less than that, you're going to notice, you have probably low water pressure in the house. And it's also probably a sign that this tank needs to be replaced. So sooner or later. So, you can do the tap test. Obviously, it's going to sound hollow right now because there's nothing in it. But it should sound fairly solid down bottom. And then as you get up right around the middle here, it should have like a real hollow sound. If it doesn't, if it sounds solid up the top, you probably need a new tank. Of course, that's something you can have a professional do, or you could try to do it yourself. There's plenty of videos out there on how to do that as well. So, but anyhow, checking the pressure in this tank. Just like checking the tire, right? On your car, right up top here. You take this guy off. You got a little stem, okay? Just like a tire. And you're gonna check the air pressure in it. Let's see what we've got today. So we are at 28 psi. So, while I'm here, I might as well add 1 pound of pressure. So bicycle pump, air compressor, I'm going to put it right at 28 psi because why not? I've already got everything drained and open. And then we'll open the valve back up and we'll get our water back. Okay, so I did not video how to put air in it, or me putting air in it. If you need a video on that, go look how to use a bicycle pump or an air compressor. Hopefully you don't need instructions on how to do that. And if you do, look for another video. Okay, so put the cap back on. We're going to detach this hose. We're going to get everything all cleaned up. We're going to put the water back on. We're going to see what happens. Okay. Little camera trouble to start things off, right? Little camera trouble. Not a big deal. That's all good. This is good. Prop this up a smidge. Okay. Just to make it easier for me to take this off. Get our hose put away. Right. Again, we're going to do some water cleanup after. Right. Just a little water ain't going to hurt nobody. If anything, it's going to clean the floor a little bit that's never been cleaned. Right? Okay, so our tank is super light and able to move around because there's nothing in it. We've got this valve closed. We're going to reopen this one here And then we're going to put our well back on. So we'll take you for a little ride here. Put the well back on. There it is. I'm going to flip that switch. Go some water flowing. Let's go look at our pressure gauge. See it build some pressure. Get it on camera a little better. Make sure there's no leaks. Doesn't look like there's anything leaking. Just some leftover water that was spilled out. So, I mean, that's it. Pretty easy fix. Pretty easy to switch out. You can see it's going up. And there it stops. Right. A smidge above 60. And then you can see it actually drop down just a hair to get itself kind of regulated there. Anyhow, so that's it. We were able to do two things. Well, we did the pressure gauge, and we checked the air pressure in the well pressure tank. Everything looks good. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching.